After George Graham's sacking this week, they beat Nottingham Forest. Today they were away to Crystal Palace, the lowest scorers in any division, just 21 goals all season. Two of Graham's most recent signings, Chris Kiwomya and Glenn Helder, were in the Arsenal lineup. At Selhurst Park for us, Gerald Sidstaff.
And the long ball pays off for Crystal Palace. Held up now, and there are defenders back, and a header straight into the arms of Seaman. Holden Linnigan. Winterburn, the Arsenal captain. Armstrong's header down. Humphrey comes into the move. Salako coming in on the far post. Good contact, but sliding in underneath it. Well off target. Helder has won it when the good odds against him, and has crossed well. Only inches too high. Free kick. Three round the ball for a direct strike. They go for the pass instead, and 1-0 to the Arsenal. Paul Merson celebrates the goal after 24 minutes at Selhurst Park. Simple free kick, just pushed through, Merson onto it, good strike across the angle, Martin beaten, Arsenal in front. Dixon first to it, but then it's confused with McGoldrick, and Palace spring back. It's a good shot, but there were better options there. Oh, good goal. Very well put away. Kiwomya in 2 successive games. And now Arsenal lead by 2-0. Seaman has come and is completely lost, and the goal was empty. Nothing is going right for Chris Armstrong. Terrible muddle. Kiwomya on his own through the middle. Merson streaking away, sets it up for Kiwomya. Three goals in 2 games now for Chris Kiwomya, who really made a meal of that one. Put on a plate for him, and he might have put it away first touch. Instead, took his time, and you can't criticise him because of the end product. What do you say to the players? Do you begin to feel that you've said it all?
I certainly haven't said it all today. I've had plenty to say, and they will know in their heart of hearts what's got to be done. But at the end of the day, the players are going to take a good look at themselves, I think, here today. It really wasn't a good performance, and I can't take anything away from Arsenal. They thoroughly deserved it.
Now, you signed for George Graham, and suddenly George Graham's not there. Is it a bit unsettling?
Yeah, of course. You signed with him, but I also signed with Arsenal. And it said that I cannot work with George Graham because yeah, you talk with him and everything. But now it's football, and now the replacement manager is doing very well. And yeah, I'm pleased that I am with Arsenal.
What effect did George's departure have on the atmosphere around the club?
Well, there was obviously a great sadness, and some of the senior players were actually in tears. But they've looked as if they've got over their initial mourning period, and they've really bounced back really well in terms of performance, and showed a lot of character today, I thought.
It's an extraordinary thing when managers do go for whatever reason, teams suddenly start playing, don't they? For a bit, anyway.
Yeah, I think there's a certain irony for me that George Graham's left this week, and then having seen them play Glenn Helder, who in fact was his last signing just a week before he left, and he's never seen play really. In 2 games, I mean, he's shown all the skill. We've accused him of being a bit boring and a bit negative, and yet he is certainly looking an entertainer, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of him.
Well, he answered the question very well, but I seriously think he's thinking, what on earth's going on?
Well, he is, but as he said, he's got to go out there, and I mean, he's won the supporters over because they have lacked that entertainer. And George has often said, well, we're about winning, not entertaining. But certainly on that performance, and the one I saw also in his opening game against Forest, he looks very impressive.
Okay. Well, now the other 4 games
to what George Graham did. But I think it is reflected in the way he's just letting the players have their head, and they've responded. 2 wins so far for him in the 2 games.
OK, Bob, well, thanks very much indeed. Of course, we'll see you later at 7:55 on ITV for coverage of that game. Well, Arsenal will have to go some to get anywhere near the FA Cup.
On Tuesday, it's now Arsenal's turn to fly the flag. They take on the French club Auxerre tonight in the quarter-finals of the European Cup Winners' Cup. It's troubled times for the Gunners at the moment, and defending their European title will be the real test for new caretaker manager Stuart Houston. Angela Davis reports.
The European Cup Winners' Cup, the 6th trophy in 8 years for the Gunners under George Graham. But with his sacking, the job of keeping the only trophy Arsenal own at the moment has been passed on to Stuart Houston. Although as Graham's number 2 at Highbury, Houston would no doubt have contributed to that success, it's George Graham that's in the history books, and that's some act to follow.
George Graham's record is magnificent. I think the foundations have been laid down under George, obviously, and since I've been here, I know I've inherited his thoughts and ideas, obviously, in the European campaign as well. But I've got some ideas myself, obviously, and which I'm trying to put in with the players at the moment in time, and hopefully we can continue our success here.
Houston will be relieved at the return of captain Tony Adams and striker Ian Wright for tonight's game, although without them he's come away with 2 victories in his first games in charge, a definite morale boost for club and supporters alike after the shock departure of his former boss.
It's been very hectic, to say the least, obviously coming from the assistant position to the managerial position is a giant step, and but it's a challenge, a big challenge, and I'm looking forward to it.
Although stepping out of George Graham's shadow will be no easy task, if he manages to retain the Cup Winners' Cup, he will make his own place in the history books as the manager